Sensie Owl Bob. This guy right here, your Sensie or Griot, here to tell you a story. And just flipping through my streams, and everyone's screaming of war and rumors of war. You know, we're going to go to war with Iran. Shock and awe, baby. Well, how's that been working for us? Did it work for us in Korea? How about Vietnam? How about Iraq? Libya? Shock and awe, baby, you know. Afghanistan, you know. So now we're going after Iran. Not an Arab country, not a bunch of guys with towels on their head in caves. No, very sophisticated, very smart, very large. You know, Afghanistan, what's its population? A few million, you know, place the size of Rhode Island. Iran is Persia, and it's 90-something million people, and they are spread across a mountainous country. Very hard, you know. And Tehran, their largest city, has had water problems for the last couple of years, so they basically depopulated Tehran. There's really nobody there. That's the only target they can hit, and there's no people there, right? So, I mean, there are people there, but not like the millions, right? So, and they have their resources spread all over the mountains, which cannot really be touched, right? And I would say if Iran does not have a nuclear weapon right now, it can in a matter of weeks, right? So, but what they do have is an unbelievable number of strategic and more missiles, right? Cruise missiles, drones, hypersonic, and they can just flood the zone. You know, we have naval assets, 2 aircraft carriers, the Jerry Ford, full of crap and people crapping, that they can't get rid of their crap, and that's just a metaphor. So, you know, Iran's going to get rid of the crap for them, and they are like closing down one of the largest transportation zones of oil. Like a quarter of the oil of the world goes through there every day, and they're closing it down and making it very expensive. Very similar to what Canada is doing to the United States. They just closed out, you know, Donnie is taken for granted everything. We think he can bully everyone, he can do this, he can, well, not really. And I love me my Donald Trump. I love me Donald Trump. If you can't see that this is all scheduled, all scripted, everyone who's in positions of power have been put there, right? They are cutouts. Donald Trump is just a game show host. That's why GE, largest defense contractor, had Donnie as the apprentice. He was the apprentice for this little destruction of the rules-based economy. The destruction of America is number one. I love my Donald Trump. You know, most empires, you know, Rome, Egypt, Mesopotamia, Babylon, took hundreds of years to fall. Donnie's doing it in months. I love him, right? He's taken out the you know, deep state, you know. And what was this deep state? It was, you know, basically people who work for the government, largest employer on the planet. And these guys didn't care whether they were Republican or Democrat. They were public servants. They couldn't get fired. Donnie, you know, didn't fire them. He sent Elon Tusk into, you know, with douche into these departments, and just, they took their servers. They just unplugged them, walked out. So the people who showed up on you know, they came in on Saturday and took their servers out, and you know, Neon took the servers down to his big brain down in Memphis, and you know, the air pollution and water usage and current usage like off the chart. He's just showing what's going to happen to this country. Canada is cutting the electric and the oil supplies. All the refineries in Texas don't have any oil to turn into gasoline and oil. So, you know, drill baby drill, not going to happen. And taking the oil from Venezuela, not going to happen, because we put sanctions on Venezuela for the last 20 years. And their infrastructure is dead. No oil company wants to go in there. They can't make a profit. So they said, screw it. Yeah, the oil sands are in the ground. They got more oil than anybody else. But hey, we're not going to get it. We can't make money. So that's where it's at. And so Carney in Canada is closed down airspace, so none of the airlines can fly over Canada. None of the military jets can fly over Canada. And Donnie did this by pulling out of the ACA, right? And the same thing with the electric contract. Donnie cut that. And so Carney said, fine, good, no electricity for you. It's like the soup Nazi and Jerry Springer. And Jerry, whatever his name was. So I've been doing this show now for more than 10 years. I have more than 3,500 shows. Go back all the way to the beginning, and you'll see that I talk about the big splat. And, the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote putting the Acme missile on his back. Yeah, that was a metaphor for all the wars that we were having. And that Donnie was going to come in. It was obvious Donnie was going to come in, Before 2016, it was obvious. As soon as he got the job to be the apprentice, I knew that, it was just a matter of time. So good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to Dreamy Dreamland. I love this. I love opera. So, got any questions? I can take off my low glasses and put on my Sensie reading glasses. So there's 2 people watching, 7 minutes into the show. People are complaining, your shows are so short. I used to complain that they were too long. So I have so many shows, you can pick the one you want to watch. Just go watch them. Like it, subscribe it, get your friends to watch it. Have, Sensie Owl Bob, Dreamy Dreamland show parties, like potlucks, somebody with a big screen and start saving these suckers, Put them on thumb drives, put them on hard drives, put them on, CD-ROMs. That's an ancient technology, but it's pretty stable, right? Can't be by EMP. And that's something's going to happen that's going to knock our electricity out. I mean, other than Canada turning it off, that'll be loads of fun. I just talked to some people in New York and I'm whining, the snow is still here. Why doesn't it go away? Buddies, you're going to get another 3 storms. That will be more snow than you've ever seen ever before. And that's going to get really cold all the way into May. No electricity, no gas. Yeah. I love me my Donald Trump. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And the stock market, the only reason the stock market's going through the roof, it's not a reflection of the economy. No, it's because the Fed is printing cash like it's going out of style since 2004, right? And all the banks did was take that money. After 2008, when it was shown that they were complicit in stuff that people should have gone to jail for. Nope, didn't do it. All they did was get free money, interest-free. They gave it to corporations and charged them a lot of money for it, even though they didn't have to pay anything for it. And the corporations, did they use it to get more jobs or get ready for this new influx of modern, industry? No. And what's happening to the modern industry? The big deals that Biden kind of got with Toyota and Sanyo, gone. Both. In Texas, this gigantic thing, 100,000 acres of factories. And all this is steel and cleared space and a link fence saying, don't go in here. And Sanyo has just left. They've taken $250 billion with them to Canada, and they're going to start that factory in Canada. Same thing with Toyota. Toyota was going to expand its manufacturing in the South by 500%. They didn't start breaking ground yet, and Downey was supposed to have this big whoop-de-doo with Toyota, like in March. Toyota made a deal, Japan made a deal with Canada. They're moving everything up to Canada. No one's buying American hardware. America's getting basically blocked from NATO from being anything to do with Europe. Even our big good buddy, England, they said, sorry, buddy, not going to happen. We're cutting you out. There's no more special relationship. So there's one person liked it. That's nice. And one person is still watching. And come on, any questions? This show only really works when it's a dialogue, not a monologue. I mean, I can go on, but really, just go back and look at my other shows. I got a lot of information there, right? The other thing is, Steven Spielberg's coming out with a film called Disclosure. And that should scare your pants off, because I keep saying this. Donald Trump isn't the problem. He's a symptom. He was put there to destroy, to be a wrecking ball to all of this, right? And get rid of all the guardrails of the norms, get rid of the rules-based economy and politics. And Russia is another, that war I told you, 5 years ago. It was this war will go in two weeks. I said, no, the Ukrainians are going to fight it to the last Ukrainian. And the bottom line, Russia is going to be turned into Disneyland. Russia will be gone. Zip. Zilch. All the smart Russians have already left. The day the war started, about 1 million people who were young and smart and educated and were like the folks who were trying to build the next new app, they left. They're gone. And a number of them are in Ukraine playing both sides, And, 1 million point something Russians are dead. Yes, maybe 300,000 Ukrainians are dead, but Ukraine's economy is getting stronger because they're becoming the military-industrial entity of Europe, right? But what people don't understand is, on the backside of that, the Khazarian mob is bankrolling all of this. The Khazarian mob is taking all its affluence out of the Mideast and putting it into Ukraine, because most of the Khazarian mob were not one of the 12 tribes, but, the pretend one, is, and if you want to know anything about this, David Icke is very potent on it, so is Joseph P. Farrell, so is, what's his name, good old Cliff High, and the girl with glasses, I forget her name, she's very good. She's, of all those guys, she is the most professional, the most focused, clear, specific in her videos of what is going on, right? Now, what's really interesting is I'm seeing more and more AI-produced news, right? And they got, Maddow and, the usual suspects on every little silo, but it's AI. And you can see the drift of it's pushing the humanity into accepting AI as its new god. And the, invasion by aliens who've always been here will break out, and we will be fooled into going along with AI to being our new god. Remember, there's only two commandments that are worthwhile. One is, no false gods in front of me, and treat your neighbor like you would want to be treated. Right? This little kid over there, probably 3 years old, and they got a big screen in front of his face. And the kid is interacting with the screen and not the grown-ups. Children, treat your children well. Children are given to you to teach you. You're not supposed to teach them. They're supposed to teach you. They're supposed to keep you in mind. Not doing so good, right? So Mideast, baby. Because soon as Iran's attack, Iran's going to just obliterate our naval assets in the Persian Gulf. We're going to go after all of the 40-something American bases that they can reach in that same neighborhood, in Qatar and Saudi Arabia and all those places, and they're going to go after the oil resources, like to just devastate the oil market for the next 10 years. So a new technology can come on. If you can't see that all of this is scripted to bring us a new millennium, because right now we're in the Aquarian age, above us the stars are all changing. You can feel it in your body. You can hear it in this person's going to the top note there. She's singing about the lost love, God, that she is let down from by society. So where are you in all of this? What are you going to do? What can you do? If you got children, listen to them, right? If you're a grown-up, try to be more like your 3-year-old, but you're not, Your brain is still a teenager brain until you're 50.
Ain't too done? Hard to do it in ovens, man. Yeah, I know. They're hot ovens. Who is this young lady?
She's your new employee.
Isabel?
She's your new employee.
Got the same hair.
Same. We're all slaves. Anyway, no one listens to their Sensie Owl Bob, really, unless they want something. And nobody's asking any questions. AI is the only one here. Hey, puppy dog. AI, when you're the boss, come and give me a job. You need some of Owl Bob. You need an Owl Bob to keep you. You can be the digital purveyor of the digital god, but you need a human connective tissue, not just something that you scraped off of somebody's internet, So, anyway, any questions? I got a good 20 minutes left in the show. Otherwise, we don't start a dialogue here. And you don't want to know what you should do, or what's going on in your neighborhood, or what's happening, or any of the above. No? Okay. Anyway, and don't worry about death. Death is nothing to worry about. It's part of life. If you're not ready to die, you're not ready to live, right? Basically. And I've died 7 times, so I kind of experienced it. It's not a big deal. And if you're not done in the easy bake oven, you'll just be asked to come back. They'll go, oh, you can stay here for eternity, which is usually kind of boring, vomity kind of smelling looking place. Do you really want to basically be in a place that smells like vomit? That stuff they throw on vomit in grammar school, sawdust and pine salt. That's the smell. You want to be there for eternity? I don't think so. I mean, that's why I keep coming back to do, what God wants me to do, And I pray all the time, say, okay, well, Father, help me out here. I have no idea what to do, I'm totally at, your Riyadh, you know, Dula, Agabi love boy, So tell me what to, I'm handing the wheel of my life over to you. You drive the car. I'm just here to do what you want me to do. So that's kind of my motif. That's how I roll. So anyway, what else can I say? That's about it. Unless you guys got something to throw in there. Boop, 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 boop. Ooh. There goes a hubcap. Anyway, it's a beautiful day. I think I might go out and take part in it. The wind is blowing. It's going to be a windy night tonight, so it's going to be a little cool and windy. But, it was 75 earlier today. And 2 days ago, it was 24. That's kind of why my body is killing me. It's doing this. We've had about 15 fronts go through here in the last 5 days, and it's really taken a number on my body. Anyway, but I'm still alive. I'm still here to serve God's unconditional love. Praise God, praise Jesus, and bless the other from another mother, your brother's sister, caught in the crosshairs of ego's hydra head of hubris. That's what every government is. There is no real good government, They're all, you think Jeffrey Epstein was the first one? Come on. Look at Thomas Jefferson. You know what I mean, man? You know what I mean? Ben Franklin, he went to Paris to start a nightclub called the Hellfire Club so he could get dirt on all the aristocrats of Europe. You know what I mean, man? You know what I mean? That's what funded our little thing, and also allowed good old Red John, you know who Red John is, Mr. Rothschild. That's, in Russian, that means red flag, Red flag, the Russians with a star on it, symbol. You know what I mean, man? You know what I mean? None of this. It's not Russia against capitalism. It's not, no. This is Satan's basic temptation. Satan can't make us do anything. We do all this crazy stuff. And that's why there's no end times coming. It's just bad. Or, it's like, it's up to us to make what it should be. And that Bible says, you can't get to heaven by good deeds. I mean, it's good that you do that. But you have to basically be in love with God's unconditional commitment to love's co-creation. That's it. That's what this world is here, love's co-creation. Otherwise, it's a messed up game show host, egocentric. But I mean, I love him, my God. He's no God to me, but he is such a just a person that go Donnie, go Donnie. Take that sledgehammer and kick it, smash it, smash it, crash it. Ooh, baby. Because in the bottom line, everyone who's just a peon, the Old Testament, right? It was called the Torah, right? And in Greek, what does that word mean, right? Translate the Hebrew to Greek to English. Torah means you suck. That book's all about how humanity sucks, period. New Testament is about the potential of God's love. If you go in, if you are part of that covenant, it'll work out. So that's what it's up to us to do, right? To do that. Are you ready to do that? Are you? Are you? I mean, you can't help but being stupid. That's part of the human race. But you can be, you know, aware of your stupidity. You can be aware of your bias, and you can do your best. You can't be perfect, but you can do your best. So go for it. Let's see you do it. Right? It's up to you. Like, listen to this music. That was invented by a human, played by a human. That's love's co-creation right there. See how good that is? See what you can do. Silver Pokey. Good evening. I guess you're in Europe. How's Europe doing? Have you been listening or watching my goings on? What do you think about my observations of world events and events in general? I mean, it's up to you. You can have a great life, or you can have a really sucky life. Meaning, all of my medical folk who take care of me, or at least look at me, can't believe I'm alive. Meaning, I got everything wrong with me you can have, and yet I'm walking around, I'm breathing, I'm seeing, I can, interact. And because I don't think it's not about me, my life's not about me. It's about the we in me. It's about everyone who's around me, right? That's what it's about. So, what do you think? What do you think, huh? What do you think? You talking to God? You talking to me, man? You talking to me? You know what I mean, man? You know what I mean? You gotta talk to God. Every day and every way, take the peace of the earth and you make it stronger through the covenant of love's co-creation. That's what it's about, So go back and watch all my other shows, because they represent what was going on at the time in my life and the world around me. So gives that level of perspective, and the continuity of it is me, my little furry face, and you can see at what level of wellness or discombobulousness I was, right? So it's just one big opera song to me. We're gone from 4 to 1. Learn more. Anyway, let's see, how long have we been doing this? 28 minutes. You know what? I'm gonna wait till 30:30. Then I'm gonna, if you guys aren't speaking up and going for it. Ooh. Da 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 da. 2 thumbs up, that's nice. So go and watch my other shows. Watch the last 5 I did. I just put another one in public. And see the continuity of the last 5 or 10 days that those shows represent. Then go blah, 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 blah. And by that, it's probably a week or so back in time. Look at a show or 2. Blah, 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 blah. That'll be back to a month. Blah, 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 blah. That'll be back to next year. And then just keep going. Blah, 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 blah. And you can get a good view of where I've been, what I'm thinking, where the world has been to my perspective. And that's where it's at. So anyway. There's only one person there. It's probably AI. Okay, AI, buddy. Love you. Stay in touch. Give me a call.